to my channel. My name is Jane, and this is my little corner on YouTube where I share my PhD journey, lifestyle, motivation, and stories. And in today's video, I got a couple of my friends who are graduate students, masters, PhD students here in the United States to give advice to graduate students. So whether you've already gotten admissions or you're still thinking of whether to apply or not, there is definitely something in this video for you. So just sit back and enjoy it, because some of the things they said, I wish I knew about these things when I just got into grad school. It would have made my life a whole lot easier. But I am here bringing you this advice beforehand so that you get to make things easier for you and not have to struggle so much. So just sit back and enjoy this video, and I'll see you at the end.
Hello everyone. So my advice to grad students: be willing to learn from anyone, because it's going to make your work a lot easier. It would save you a lot of time as well, because it would take so much time for you to go research answers online. But if you have experienced people around you who are willing to explain stuff to you, then show them you're willing to learn from them. It will save you a lot of stress and make your grad work a lot faster. Increase your process of learning too.
So according to me, when starting a PhD, one important consideration is considering your interests. We all have interests in one area or the other, but also at the same time being a little flexible on what you want to do, because PhD is not necessarily a platform where you can, execute your own ideas always. It is more or less governed by what kind of work the lab does and what kind of grants the PI has. So that's one consideration. The other thing is, before getting into it, definitely talk to the lab members of the group that you're planning to join, to understand what kind of work culture the lab has, what kind of environment the lab has, just so you know in advance whether this is a place or a group that you'll be able to work with or not, based on your work habits. And the most important consideration, I think, is work-life balance, because PhD can take a toll on you, emotionally and physically. But you always want to make sure that you have something else to do besides work. Because if you are working all the time, you run the fear of burning out very fast. So maintain a healthy work-life balance, and focus on the learning of the journey rather than the end result itself, because the journey is more important, or rather it decides where you are headed.
One, your advisor is very important in terms of your research, more than the kind of research you want to do. Your research may be able to transform the whole world, but if the mentorship you are getting will not help you to make significant progress, you may not have a fruitful PhD journey. So what I would say is, more than the research you want to do, who is your advisor? How personable are they? Are they willing to listen? Are they willing to guide you? Are they willing to be patient and guide you through the process? When you notice that you're having issues with your advisor, maybe not related to research, but in terms of the kind of person he is, it's not like the kind of mentor you want. It's the sooner you have a conversation with them, the better for you, and look for another advisor.
Something that I found in grad school that was really useful was essentially finding a group of people that you can study with, that can, keep you on track. At some point in time, you're going to realize that they become your support and you become their support. And at the end of the day, you want everybody to succeed. Another important thing I found was essentially finding the best places to relax, finding the best places to de-stress, whether it be taking a walk to a specific park or finding some good food in the area. I imagine that many people coming into the grad program are coming into a different city. So essentially you want to explore the city. You want to find the best out of the city, because you're more than likely you're either going to be there 2 years or 5 years. So you got to make the best out of your time.
And the first thing I'd like to talk about is get familiar with your international student office. This is not cliche, it's very important. You need to find out what's happening there. You need to make sure you have the right forms filled, you have all the necessary documentation. You don't want to be out of status because of something you should have done that you didn't do due to ignorance. It's not an excuse. The United States has a whole lot of laws binding international students, and these laws, rules, regulations, they change per time. So you want to be sure that you're on status at every time. And second thing I'd like to talk about is self-care. I know you're probably expecting me to talk about how you should take your academics seriously. Well, that's why you're here. But self-care is very important. You would have work. You would always have work. You always have school. You would always have something to do. But most times as graduate students, we forget to take care of ourselves. You can't work when you're not healthy. Like they say, health is wealth. So I would advise you to take care of yourself properly. Have time to rest. Have time to eat. Have time to have fun. It's very important. And I wish you the best of your graduate school experience.
First of all, I want to say congratulations and you're welcome on board. One thing I want to say is that the PhD is not much of intelligence but more of grit and weight. So I want to say, as you come on board at the point of entry, submit anything you think you know, your degrees, your grades, and your scores in the standardized exams, and pick up the apron of humility. That is the only way you can learn, and relearn, because that is what the PhD is all about. Secondly, I want to say that the critical choice in graduate school is in deciding who will be your advisor, or what we call supervisor. So you want to get someone who can give you the needed support. This is not about research area. It's all about someone who has the personal traits to support you, because the journey is a long one for the 5 to 6 years. Secondly, I want to say that the PhD is a full-time job. Do not think of it as coming to school. You're actually going to be on a full-time job. That is 2 jobs: being a student and possibly a teaching assistant, and doing a full-time research. So these 2 things do not meet. So brace up, take it that you're going to work and work and work, but you succeed because people are succeeding. Last but not the least is you're going to cry. There are going to be a moment of tears, but hold on to that. Everybody cries as far as PhD is concerned, but buy enough handkerchief. When you feel like crying, cry and cry yourself out, and then pick yourself out and progress with the journey. Thank you, and I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, I have 2 quick things to tell you. The first one is to remind you of why you're in America. First, you need to know that you're not here as a tourist, you're not here for vacation, you are here as a student. Of course, the living here is better, less stressful. However, you must keep that in focus, the reason why you are here. And you are a student and you need to work for it. The second thing is that it's quite easy here on how to become the best academically. Now, when I say easy, it does not mean it is rosy. I mean that if you put the work in, you will get the results compared to where you are coming from. So the best way to have the best result here when it comes to the academics is to take every step, make every step important. As you're going through classes, assignments, projects, take every part of it as important as they are, because they really are important. And also, you must understand the impact of research. You must do a lot of study, be ready to read and learn, and be willing to ask questions. If you don't know anything, feel free to say you don't know. I remember when I got here, I thought I have to give right answer to every question when asked by my advisor. And I later realized that it's fine to say I don't know. So if you ask the question and you don't know, it's fine to say, oh, I don't know that, but I can read about it. I can learn about it. Those 2 things, I believe, will keep you.
What I would say is that you need a great support system, and you can find this among your classmates, or in your program, like your department, or in a church community where you find yourself. And you need those to help with things like grocery picking, to professional advice, or someone leaving a word of encouragement for you on the days when you need that. And trust me, there would be days like that. Also, you need them to help with like guiding you about navigating classes or graduate school generally. And I should add also that you should be a support system to someone else. And yeah, A great support system is essential in graduate school.
There are two things basically I think I want to say. The first one is always ask. Like, there are a lot of resources. That's the good thing about schooling here. And there are a lot of people who are willing and ready to ask, to help, to assist you in any way. So if you're facing any challenge, or you're unsure of things, or you just want some clarity, ask often. You can ask about accommodation, you can ask about whatever, anything. People are willing and ready to help, but you will not get the help you need or you want if you're not asking, if you're not outspoken. So force yourself, put yourself out there to ask.
So I'm pretty sure you enjoyed everything they said. You got one or two things from what they said. Personally, the advice I would like to give is that when you get into grad school, be very, very careful of who you decide to work with as your advisor, because having a bad advisor and student relationship is the worst thing that can ever happen to any graduate student. The worst. I am talking from experience. I've had to work with two different professors, so I know what it's like to have. So be very, very mindful of who you decide to work with. Trust me, it's not all about the research. Don't say I'm gonna work with him because his research is so awesome, he's not so cool, but the research is cool. Whatever research it is, if you're determined you're going to learn, the key is the person you're going to work with, because he literally has your PhD or your master's in his hands. He can make it awesome and he can make it terrible. So be very careful of who you decide to work with as your advisor. That's my little advice for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like, share, invite your friends to watch this video. And if you have not subscribed, please do well to click the subscribe button. If you've already subscribed before, you don't have to subscribe anymore. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Enjoy the rest of your day or night or afternoon. Bye.